Hello, good evening. Welcome to August the 8th of the 8th, and welcome to the Lionsgate Portal. It's a beautiful event that happens every year, and it's powerful. It's intended for our growth, for our ascension journey. And I'm really thrilled to have you here today. And thank you so much to all those who have given a donation. I feel very touched and very honoured. And I'm just excited to be here and to be with you. And I'm sure that some of you have been feeling rather like I've been feeling, which is kind of exhausted, and had a day of many ups and downs and highs and lows, and this energy is intense, and I'm going to say it's come to kick our asses, because I really think it has. And we're allowed to be tired. We have had so many solar flares coming in, so much stuff. It's just insane what's going on. Oh, it's lovely. Thank you so much for being here with me, Tracy. Thank you. But yeah, it's the light is so strong. It's so incredibly powerful that if you're feeling wiped out, you're feeling exhausted, it's okay. We live in this kind of world that says you've got to keep on pushing forward. You've got to keep going. You've got a cold, you've got flu. It doesn't matter. You've got to get up and carry on and launch into the next day. And you know what? That's how the 3D world was built. But actually, we need to turn away from that. And when we're tired, we need to be able to say, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to go to bed. We have to begin to allow ourselves these kind of freedoms as we step into who we really are, step into our truth. It's going to help us if we really just listen to everything that we are. Oh, good evening, Tracy. Another Tracy, I'm thrilled. We need to listen, because we haven't for so long. And, the messages that are coming through at the moment, really powerful messages, are that almost everything in this world is out of sync with the way that human nature is. Almost everything is out of balance, out of alignment with our truth, with who we really are. And it seems like a massive task to think that everything has to change, everything has to be redrawn, shifted. But actually, the only thing that really needs to be shifted is our attitude, our perception of who we are. And once we do that, the world shifts around us. And so we don't need to strip everything back, to knock it all down and rebuild. Instead, we just need to look at ourselves differently. And out of that, we will simply rise. So it's very easy to get caught up in all the stresses, all the worries about this world, and what will become of it, and what will become of us. It's really quite simple. Just be. Just be you. Just be your light. And this world will sort itself out. It's a bit like knitting. Sorry, it's the image I'm getting. I get very strange images from my guides. It's a bit like knitting. We're either taking it apart, or we're knitting it together, or we're knitting something else in. If you take an old jumper, and I see these knitters, and they're so incredibly talented. I can't knit. I can do a bit of crochet, but that's it. But they take an old jumper and they unravel it all, and then they knit something else. And that's just so beautiful, extraordinary. That, in effect, is what we're doing with our world. We're taking what is there. It is already there. It just needs to be remade into something else. We've got it all. It's all set up. We just need to make it in a slightly different way. a new jumper, as opposed to the old one, which didn't fit very well. It was a bit baggy. So I have been sitting with my guides, sitting with the planet of Orion, with the Hathors, and I've been asking them and say, what is it that wants to come up today? What is it that you want to share with everybody through me? And this is one thing, you know, the Lionsgate portal is not just one thing. You can go online, you can have a look, and one person will say, this is what the Lionsgate portal is. And that's what it is for them. And that's how they resonate with it. And someone else, they'll have a different relationship with it. And you're here with me because you're going to resonate with what it is that I'm going to say. Because that's why you're here. So I loved one of the first questions which they asked me. Michelle, hello. Oh, let me check if there's any volume on my phone. I don't know what happens if I put that up. Hang on, if I put that up and check I'm still on mute. Sorry about my giant finger being there. Tracy, is that any better? Let me know. And well, I'll keep going and see if that works. Or I shall just speak up as well. I'm having the same problem. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on, I'm going to do some fat fingering. Nope, not that. Volume. I want that one. Let's try. Sorry about this, everyone. Can anyone hear me now? Is that any better? Volume is fine to me. Okay, so it may not be me. I hope it comes through. If it's coming through badly now, I will post this up as a replay, and hopefully if you're having difficulty with the volume, hopefully on the replay it will come up a bit better for you. So I do apologise to anyone who's suffering problems with the volume. But as I was saying, the first question they asked me was, are you ready to triumph? I thought, oh, I like that. That's, put my headphones on, perfect now, wonderful. And what a great question. Are we ready to triumph? Are we ready to stand in our own sovereignty, to be who we really are? And you know what? Even though we sometimes say, yes, I am ready to stand in it, sometimes we're not, because we have, oh, Michelle, bless you. You know, sometimes we're worried about things we've done before, the results of what we went through before, and we think, oh boy, you know, I can't go through that again. I can't stand up for myself again because look what happened last time. And so we have these memories of when we tried to stand up for ourselves before. But that was last time. It doesn't mean that every time is going to be the same. And also now, I'm being reminded we are rising as a collective. But previously we tried to rise perhaps just one of us, alone, solo, and that is painful and it's difficult. Whereas now we are actually in the energy, the rise of the divine feminine, and the whole collective is rising. So we can believe in our triumph, because there will always be someone there to help us up, to support us, because we're on this journey together, no longer solo. And I know the solo bit. I have memories of trying to do things on my own, and God, it hurts. But together we triumph. We really do. So they also asked me, and they said, are you ready to find your pride? And I love that, because the lions, they live in a pride. They work together. There again is the collective. But also to find our pride in ourselves, our pride in who we are. No longer hiding in the shadows, no longer denying the incredible gifts and talents that we've got, no longer thinking that being human is some kind of sinful state and that we should be ashamed and embarrassed of who we are. This is not who we are. This is not why we came. This is not the job we came to do. So those are the first thoughts that came through. And they talked to me again about, you know, the shame and embarrassment that we feel. It's for our desires. It's as though we've been told, because we are shameful and embarrassing and sinful, as we've been reminded of our entire lives, our entire existences, therefore what we want is also shameful. Therefore to have desires is also shameful. And this is what we've been left with. But this Lionsgate portal, it comes to remind us that this is all rubbish. That we are incredibly creative beings, and it's not that we turn around and say, you know, I want. Actually, we create. What we're doing when we say I want something, we're not sitting here and saying, oh, come on, universe, I deserve it, therefore give it to me. When we say I want something, we're actually creating it. We're actually putting it out into the universe and say, I'm going to create it. Now bring it to me. It's a different sense. It's a powerful sense. Which means, I know you love your songs too. Oh yes, great messages in them. I had All Together Now twice today. Oh, that's beautiful. All of us together in one, creating. And it's International Cat Day. That is hilarious, because we always say cats have, cats have slaves and dogs have owners. And again, it's time to stand up and be more cat, you know, be more expectant of the world. And also a cat sort of lies back and goes, I don't have to work for anything. I just put it out there. Look at me, I'm magnificent. Bring to me, because I create what I want. It is my kingdom. So yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. So they've been talking to me about an activation for our heart, so that we can connect with the desires without this embarrassment, without this shame, without feeling bad for what we want. And as we do this, we begin to align ourselves with who we are, because our desires are a part of who we are. They're not some separate thing. When you find that real desire in your heart, it's because it is aligned with your soul purpose and aligned with everything that you are here to do within life. Now, I love dancing. I don't love it enough to give up absolutely everything and go and be a dancer, because I'm not good enough, but you know, it doesn't call me enough. This calls me. This is my passion. And when we align with it, things flow. You know, they really do. And the Lionsgate portal is a moment when we can realize our truth. No endings or beginnings. You know, this is what happens on the 8th of the 8th, that lovely figure of 8. It is eternal. It is the energy on a constant spiral. It is our life. Our soul is constantly on this journey, never ending, never beginning, just flowing and growing. And they started giving me the colour royal purple, again recognising our sovereignty and being at peace in that, being at peace in the fact that we are gods and goddesses within ourselves, and not thinking that this hierarchy that we have here in this 3D world is anything important. It really isn't. It's all a bit of a game. But that the real importance is knowing that we are the gods and goddesses of our own lives, with all the immense power that that entails. And the messages keep coming through about how it's enough suffering, enough lies, enough half-truths that we have been told on this earth about who we are, what we are here to do, and how small we have to keep ourselves. You know, that's a really passionate message that just keeps coming through. And we can rise above it, because now is our time. And I was also warned that, you know, so often these moments, these events, we go, oh, it's a Lionsgate portal. On this day, I must stand tall. On this day, I must create a list of my desires. And if I don't do it by tomorrow, then the energy's gone. You know, almost like this is some kind of a of a holiday and we have to celebrate on that day, and if we don't, it's lost. That's a very 3D idea. They talk about the Lionsgate portals as stepping stones. And it's not that we're going to rise up and then suddenly fall back and go, well, you missed the day. You know, the energy is a constant upward escalator. And yes, we can help ourselves by taking a step each time. And when the energy is so intense, we can use it. But if you miss this, if you don't, use the energy of the moment, it's not gone, it's not wasted, because again, as the collective, we are rising forward. So take the pressure off and don't think in such 3D terms that we've been taught. It won't just be forgotten. And then they talked to me about, I've been looking at some family silver. We don't have much. A lot of it was lost, but there's the odd bowl and so on that's come through. And I love to know the history of things. And I was looking at thinking, oh, this was made in this German town and this was made here and so on. And I love it. And as I was going through all this, I'm not interested in the value. I don't care. I want to know history. And this phrase came up, the maker's mark determines the value. And they showed me how we almost look for the maker's mark on each other and on ourselves to determine our value. So for instance, if you look a certain way, if you were born into this certain family, if you have the certain job or education, these seems to be kind of maker's marks that say this is how valuable you are. And if you don't have that, if you don't have these particular things in your life, then your value goes down. What a terrible way, what a terrible thing we have done to each other, that we have learnt to judge each other in this way. That's not what life is about. But this is where we have been placed. This is where we have been manipulated into, to value not the heart, not the light that shines from people, but instead to value the job they have, or how much money they make, or what car they drive. This is not where our value lies. Not at all. We have no mark. We are unique, priceless. Our value lies in our existence. It lies in us being here, coming together, supporting each other. Sometimes just doing nothing at all and just sitting in the light. That is also value, incredible value. So don't ever doubt yours. Your light is special and needed. So this Lionsgate portal is going to help us be fully realised in our worth. We need to see, to know that this 3D life is not us. It's only an avatar, part of our soul's light's journey. And when we know our worth, we know our abundance, and we connect with our light, then we begin to connect with abundance. We begin to flow with abundance. We need to do that. We need to understand our light, the value of our light. And I know that there are many, many people across the world, and some of you here tonight, who will sit there and say that my existence is worth nothing. So wrong. So wrong. You are such a valuable piece of this jigsaw. There is no piece in the jigsaw that is more valuable than another. It doesn't matter what part you play, so long as you play your part and allow your light to just rise. So this was the question. What do you want? There you go. That's a big question. What do you really and truly want? What sits in your heart, not in someone else's, not in what you think you ought to want for. But what do you actually want? And sometimes when we sit and ask ourselves that, kind of for the very first time, we can be surprised by the answer. But go with it. It's important to recognize that, to understand that within ourselves. Because when we understand that, then our power to create what we want, and I don't mean creating out of fear. Sometimes we react to life from a state of fear, and it's not what we actually want. It is just a reaction to not being in the position that we're in. This is not what we truly want. This is just a, how do I get out of this condition that I'm in? Okay, so what we truly want, it just sits there eternally. You will always get the same message, the same feeling when you ask that truly of yourself. And for such a long time, we have been stuck in this stagnation, just sitting here, and around us it seems like everybody else is in the flow and they are getting what they want. Maybe they are getting what they want, maybe they're not, but it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you stepping out and into the flow of abundant and loving energy that is here for you. You can't stand by the side of the stream and say, how do I get in the water? You just get into it. You just believe in it. You believe in yourself. You believe that you deserve all that you want. And you just throw yourself in. Step into that water. And this is where trust comes in. Immense, immense trust. And it's hard because people have let us down. But we won't let ourselves down. The universe doesn't let us down. You can leap, honestly. And it's about empowering ourselves mentally and emotionally in order to do that. Build yourself up. You know, I've had quite a few phone calls today from other people saying, please can you build me up? Please can you help me? You know, truly, I can't. I can offer words of solace and comfort, and I can help them discover their own light. But I can't do it for somebody else. You may spend a lot of time building up other people, but when did you last turn around and build yourself up? When did you take all that energy that you spend on other people, that you spend on your work? When did you last turn that back to yourself? That's a big question for you to think about. When did you last truly big yourself up? When did you last look in the mirror and go, look at that beautiful person? When did you last truly compliment your creations? There's a question for you. And you know what? We're ready. We've been locked in a kind of shell for so long, but now this sort of egg shell that we're trapped in, that we have been trapped in, it's so thin. It's just breaking apart. And what comes out is a new us, because an egg is about rebirth. It kept showing me an egg. It's cracking open and our light can no longer be contained. Our power can no longer be contained. This is why the messages are so extreme at the moment, because for the first time, the darkness is fearing us. The toxic is fearing the purity. And I know that there is still fear out there, and many people say, no, that's rubbish. But actually, this is how it is. We have now risen so strong, and these messages are constantly trying to stop us exploding out into our light. But you've only got an eggshell to crack open and you're out. Never allow others to extinguish or dim your light. Never. They're not worth it. Anyone who tries to do that to you isn't worth it. Don't keep them in your life. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe anybody anything at all. You don't even owe the universe anything. Because remember, you're the one who came here as a volunteer to do their work. So, once this eggshell is broken, as I said, it's only a matter. It's only the weight of your own expectations that keeps you small. And that's the other thing. We often extinguish and dim our own light because this is the old patterning. That's the old us. And then they kept going on about how we go to other people to bless us. They were showing us lining up to go and see a priest who will put their hand on our head and say, bless you. We go to, whatever religious, spiritual figure to say, I'll forgive you. Especially women. Oh yes, women are especially good at dimming their light and not standing up for what it is that they want because they think, but I won't be loved. I should be out there caring for other people, because this is a whole message that we've had. Care for others, put others first. Well, the rise of the divine feminine isn't just about the divine feminine rising. It is actually about creating a balance between masculine and feminine, divine masculine and divine feminine. And so we can actually take on a little bit more of the divine masculine and start saying, no, I'm going to be divine masculine and I'm going to stand up and just go, look at me. Aren't I extraordinary? Some men find that so easy. And so we need to take on a little bit of that divine masculine energy to create a beautiful sense of balance within ourselves. But yeah, so that there I was with a priest and so on. And we go to them, we say, please, will you forgive me on behalf of the universe? Please, will you bless my journey on behalf of the universe? Well, the universe never asked us that. The universe never demanded that we seek absolution, that we seek forgiveness from it, because we haven't done anything wrong in the eyes of the universe. We have never done anything wrong because we have free will. We have the freest will of all to go and be who we want, to ask for what we want, to create what we want. That is the joyful freedom of being here in this body. And yet we feel bad for our desires. We feel that we shouldn't have them. And so we go off to someone else to forgive us. For what? Really, can anyone tell me, what are we actually asking for forgiveness? What have we done that is so terrible, so shameful, so dreadful that we need somebody else who is as human, as flawed, as imperfectly perfect as we are? And we go to them and we say, you are an emissary of God. Why? I don't know, because we've been taught that way. And then we sit there and we feel better because we feel we have been absolved of some imaginary sins from another person who probably carries more guilt than we are. Let's stop it. My light is shining. Oh, bless you. I can feel that is all your love from all of you coming towards me. Yeah, shaming is to put us in our place, exactly, to keep us small so that we do not rise into our full power. Because when we rise into our full power, we'll create the world that we want. And there'll be no space for a hierarchy that shames others. And so all those people who feel that their power is based on keeping somebody else small will no longer have a place. And if you can imagine how incredibly fearful that is for them. So of course, they will do anything to keep us in our place. And that is where we come back to the start of saying, this is our time to stand up and put aside the shame and start believing in our creative abilities and in our light to expand and grow into who we are. And this beautiful, beautiful time, it's the moment when the Egyptian pyramids lined up with the planets of Orion and Sirius. And it was believed that the gods literally came down to Earth in order to bless the humans who lived here, or to connect with them, to reaffirm that beautiful spiritual connection that we have with the stars and the planets, and that we've always had and always will have. And the last words that came up were, honour yourself. Don't bow down to somebody else. Don't honour. Well, we can honour other people, yes. Don't honour them above you. Honour yourself. Now, as usual, I brought the cards out because I love my cards. And this time we came up with the Gateway of Light Activation. Hell, it just felt right for today. And the three cards that came out, I'm going to do them in reverse order just to be different. This one was Inner Earth. See that one there? And this one is about us reclaiming our power. And I'm not kidding, these cards did literally jump out. Base chakra, strength, connection to this divine earth. We sometimes have this kind of sense that we're sort of living on this rock, and all the planets out there, they are planets, and this is home. This is a planet as well. This is just as magical and beautiful and extraordinary a cosmic planet, a universal planet, just as any other. And if you imagine there's somebody out there on, I don't know, Sirius, and they're sitting there and they're looking out and they're going, oh, this is home. This isn't a planet. This is just Sirius. And they'll look upon Earth, and to them we will be the aliens. We will be the star seeds, the people who, wow, look at them. Look at them out there living on that incredible planet. You know, so often we think of Earth as just this lump of rock. She's a living, breathing, beautiful planet, extraordinary universal planet, and she has the same divine, mystical and magical energies that any other planet has across the universe. Yes, it does look like the card does look like a portal. Absolutely, I hadn't seen that before. And at the back of it is the light. See, right at the back, we're walking through to the light. So yeah, as we walk through, as we connect with this beautiful, beautiful Mother Earth, this gorgeous universal planet, we can bring up her light. We can connect with her, and she supports us and loves us. And her energy is as important as any universal energy. Now, I hope I don't get this name wrong. The Order of Melchizedek. I think that's right. And in this one, I mean, just look at the light there. Isn't that beautiful? This card asks us to align with our light. You know, there is this amazing light coming down all the time. And we sort of think, well, I'll align my little bit. Well, we need to fully align. We need to really allow ourselves to step into this light and just be showered by it, to feel it coming through every cell, to really, really align ourselves with everything that is good and beautiful and light-filled out there. It's all there for us. It's all there for the taking. It is, because it's ours, because we are all a part of this. So if we are a part already of all this light, then asking for more light to come actually is just engaging with ourselves, because we are one and the same. So in that way, you can never feel bad about asking for something, about creating something, demanding more, because really and truly you are just creating it from yourself, because you are everything. We are already one. So you can't steal something from yourself. Even if people say you're asking for too much. No. You're just asking it of yourself, of your divine connection. And then that last code that comes up is the Hathor light codes. Now the Hathors, beautiful, powerful, divine feminine figures from Orion. They came from the great central sun. They are protective and loving, and they encourage us to really stand tall in our divine feminine energy, to be who we are, to not deny it, to not run away from it, to actually embrace and to know ourselves, to know our light in all its extraordinary ways. There are parts of you that remain untouched. There are talents, there are gifts that are still to be explored. And the more you bring the love into yourself, the more you open your heart to all the love of the universe and all the love that is carried within you, the more these talents and gifts will arise. Struggle is how we've been taught. Struggle forward. Work hard to uncover your gifts. But you know, it's like light language. If I sit here and I try, it doesn't work, it doesn't flow. When I do this, if I sit here and I say, right, I'm going to try and listen, it doesn't work. I just have to relax and let the ideas just be fed in. And for you, it is time to relax. It is time to feel at peace in who you are. To stop the fighting of who you are. Stop trying to be somebody else. You don't need to be anyone else. You came here as you. If you ever think that a mistake was made in who you are, that's just a cloak of shame that you have been given. Take it off. You are absolutely perfect for precisely what it is that you are here to do, but struggle and fighting will not bring that light out. Rest easy in your heart. Allow your light, your soul, to speak through you. And as you do that, you will follow the feelings of your heart, and they will lead you to your path. But fighting will not do it. So you're being asked to really just sit within your heart. Feel the heart activations that I know are going to come. Be at peace in who you are. So, I'm going to bring through some light language now. Now, if you haven't heard it before, it can sound very strange, but just close your eyes and relax into it. Just allow the sounds to enter. Don't worry about what they mean. The messages that they carry are too big sometimes to be translated into words. So just go with the feeling. I want you all to sit back, lie back, close your eyes, relax. I'm going to ask the blessings of the light activation that we need now to help us move forward in this next stage of our divine journey. Muhendiarm sudara kurkimber quasiotja. Chintikuma wan has matarabariske, sudamaya or matarusquishimish waratanski. Tianjias matayim, but an abutuski, Kima. Nimusniati and Judy the good the Gorgataparino Corrigincasi. Nimi what a marabatos sits massive matarusanga iski. Chandurno is nakabur, but a rukuishko. Chandaranadarijin Meshwaramato, Shidiski Aron of Bazadaramas, Kutabaraka Ayaton, Kochikan Yuasha, Muanja Mu, Daramata, Petashildora, Santazakera, that Machinato, that City Muta, Passion to Tushkada, Baratan Maja, yes, Yanazindicator, Bora, and set eyes the Baramata, Uta, the Baron that Maki Barandesakia, Namuran, the Siki, no Baradon, Morajo, Tomishuatabrasha, Shinju Disney, Paradamara, that didn't exist, Kamanakasko, I that Machine no Purusha. Monanda zata miete para monokarabai ishka. Monanda sincha paronda chusut preshuta danza carabarieto kuskayuna. Namoro danska. Maramana liborushinka. Shadarezich. Kuska madora nabashimarajita. Shintoto ishku. Metabro patukurik prena brashima. Messibara. Andi tunna data norme dare mokveshi. Kurka marja. Niandada itan majuto protan si jai. Vado. Aima. Allora, la rosa donna. Metarinske, tundarno zara, baretta tutte shushidara. Moranda to see, but I'm not about to go out that I see. You are a matahu, Adam Rabadariska. Undasse, my dear. More matara, you were a dish, or more a repetiki, that a cora madarajin to coaching. Shunkizi moataja, what I iske be a number so to parania marasi. Marindisga. Marmoranda the Parismacarota to Shunja, Shepisha, and no disc, para no do the Barandashi, Shunkaram Dobra, Shundazia, Baratashkubarandasi, Piambodanar, Dazia, Mohanda Dazia, und der Kuren the Kasi, Mijunta, Ruta, Dora, but the Propico to see she be Anatasi, but I'm not to poor and the Parashikotorka, and Marin de Tessi, Mania Narakabishi. Metasi, and the Rumdurna bar, Tavarama Dora, Barabracadora Kitora, Barabracador, but a Giscuka. Shintasicia, Parandotasa, Sitabar, Undasi, Maniamora Namarazadara, Siwa, Maniapo, Utana, Erbatashi, Gazo Darisi, Coracora, Darasitoro, Caracora, the Boranabora de Barum the Tarai. Juntajno, Ayapasi, Nimara, Paramanatosi. Nimasi parana te pe kore pat kaliku arandata sishikosia shinjasa. We have to simply let go of all the pains that we've been given. The forgiveness that we need, we don't need. It's all just within us to just relax back when you let go, when you step back into your soul, into your heart, into your light. Forgiveness, regret, shame, all these things vanish. They're all done. We baranda torushko. Shishamara batates patamare kurkia. Jimboda dish. Shumpochu shumpochu to shise. Shutosha. Shunchipatara. So shimora. Timushu para tutushi. Kumboski puntich pataprashu shushima barasi. Chundoshin kuski warata. Shandazia. Tenajacasima of the Brandashi, so shimo, Sharabarata Sishi Shaka, Simorum Tatsi, Chindaramotar Rohasi, Pianto Kazi, Shandei or Betsi, Sukaro Doka Patacora, Cabara, Tarugo, Baracatu, Caracotu Patata, Procatakai Borodata, Chandasi, no Nanji, Tatashin, Casora Camasi, Shimoa, Metijini, Shishumaza, Shinjiasia, Barbara, that is Kurukuri, Morata Sisha, Marembatara Sipsinia Sia, and Aranzun Cassia, Muranda Sia, Shikonamara Shinasa, Yerabatarushan Kasi, Shinjasamakasi, Shinjurata Barachishu Garata, Jinja, Mera Nanara Barado Dozara, Imeskiamo. That was in order to help us release this idea that what we wish for is wrong, that things that we wish for in life, our desires, that they are wrong. That is to help wash that feeling away. Let it go. Maranzara, dharma korokorokorokura, shitejika si, shijotazika, sukushikisukashika, shakodomaradashinkasisa, tatatashimazara, tanjinda, tadimutabra, shudondokashika, si jabarata, prashkata, si tichamarata, tandarabara, tabrara, paradidor, batakiso, tanashi, shunkaza, mayanaraso, taniesa, maranonokashunka, imadari, kasi, nanamarakanis. Che Chundudoza, Marunduzo, Sundaza, Maharabara de Cruzukusmoa, Tamia Danya Basi, Kamadaramasha, Motabasi, Tandashma, Vota, Yadaram, Zukoroka Batatishki, Tadarnavara, Messina. And that was to help us align with the desires in our heart, to really feel them, to engage with I'm here. Remind me, remember Christmas times when you'd be so happy, you'd be thinking, what's in this gift? What's in this gift? If you were given 100 gifts, you never felt bad for it at Christmas. It was like, these are meant for me. This is the same feeling they're trying to bring back into us, this excitement about welcoming in what it is that we want. Write that big list. Put down all the things that you want. Feel them. Believe in them. Connect with them. Be them. Because this is your power and this is the gift. And it doesn't matter what it is. You are allowed to have it. The universe is not a parent that will turn around and say, I'm sorry, you can't have that gift. It's too expensive. You don't deserve it. That message is to say you deserve it all, whatever it is that you want. Mohambiet could Chumbutu Rashi Kai Kayushke Tunjudaj Kabati Karamandavushku Ushkut Parakumarikusi Chundamada Rishiki Bunka und der Jibiataramashegesi Tundundikito to Baramarajona Chunduza Meida Mayamura Parapatu Paragura Kiskanata Teditu to Mashura Matasia Jamara and yet go. Muramasi, Barandasi, Gormtas, Corona Jacayo, Shungayo, whatever Cindy, Chituburucho, Tamarajukuzwa, Mayinda, Miadurbatajukua, Shijayamora, Ais Cabra, Ufon Dabarajuta, Aish Guamada, Ibi at the Masia, Tunjudura Nosa. Oh, that last one came through with such a high energy. Just sit with that for a moment. Ground it into your being. Just feel an activation coming through. Just take it in. Let it rise whichever way it needs to within you. And feel the alignment between yourself and the universe. Feel that gate being open for you. A gate for you to step through and rise and be all that you are. No more hiding in the shadows. Accept it. Be at peace in that alignment. No more being in their place. Instead, being in your place. Wherever that is, whoever you are, whatever you long for. It is right. How are you all doing? What came up for you? I hope you're not feeling dizzy at all. I'm a little bit wizzy in my head. See that you don't need to be ashamed anymore. True love, oh Abby, it's utterly beautiful. If you want it, it is already yours. Tears, but good tears. Oh. I think what I want you to do now is go and have a nice drink of something, a cup of tea, a glass of water. You're so welcome, Heidi. And perhaps go outside. Put your feet on the earth. Feel this beautiful universal planet on which you are currently living. And look up to the stars. And be as they were on that magical night in Egypt when they had that connection between Orion and Sirius and Earth. Feel that energy, feel that alignment. I will accept your compliment, Abby, but I feel it is... No, I'm being told to accept it because they're saying that I must listen to my own lecture. So thank you. Go and shine. Go and be the amazing being that you are. And I send love to you all. And thank you for being part of this collective. Thank you for being you. Many, many light blessings. Bye-bye.